Welcome to Success Path Academy. Following are some of the questions on major body systems: digestive, respiratory, circulatory, and the five senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch. Digestive system. Which organ is responsible for absorbing water from undigested food? Answer: large intestine. What is the main function of the esophagus? Answer: to carry food from the mouth to the stomach. What organ is the first to receive food after it leaves the stomach? Answer: small intestine. What is the main job of the pancreas in digestion? Answer: to produce enzymes that help digest food. Which organ stores bile? Answer: gallbladder. What is the role of bile in digestion? Answer: to help break down fats. Which organ is responsible for producing saliva? Answer: salivary glands. What is the wave-like movement that pushes food through the digestive tract called? Answer: peristalsis. What is the opening at the end of the digestive system where waste leaves the body? Answer: anus. What is the name for the partially digested food that leaves the stomach? Answer: chyme. Which organ is responsible for filtering blood and removing toxins? Answer: liver. What nutrient is mainly digested in the stomach? Answer: protein. Where does most chemical digestion occur? Answer: small intestine. What is the main function of villi in the small intestine? Answer: to absorb nutrients. What organ breaks down food using acids and enzymes? Answer: stomach. What is the main function of the digestive system? Answer: to break down food and absorb nutrients. What part of the digestive system is responsible for storing waste before elimination? Answer: rectum. What is the main function of the digestive system? Answer: to break down food and absorb nutrients. What organ helps digest carbohydrates in the mouth? Answer: salivary glands. What is the main function of the tongue in digestion? Answer: to help move food and aid in swallowing. What is the main function of the large intestine? Answer: to absorb water and form waste. Respiratory system. What is the main function of the respiratory system? Answer: to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide. What organ is the main passageway for air entering the body? Answer: nose. What is the voice box called? Answer: larynx. What organ is divided into two parts called lobes? Answer: lungs. What is the main muscle used for breathing? Answer: diaphragm. What are the small branches in the lungs called? Answer: bronchioles. What is the tube that connects the throat to the lungs? Answer: trachea. What is the function of cilia in the respiratory system? Answer: to trap dust and move mucus out of the airways. What is the main waste product removed by the respiratory system? Answer: carbon dioxide. What happens to your breathing rate when you run? Answer: it increases. What is the process of taking air into the lungs called? Answer: inhalation. What is the process of pushing air out of the lungs called? Answer: exhalation. What is the function of the epiglottis? Answer: to prevent food from entering the windpipe. What is the main function of the alveoli? Answer: gas exchange. Where does oxygen enter the blood? Answer: alveoli. Where does carbon dioxide leave the blood? Answer: alveoli. What is the main function of the nose hairs? Answer: to filter dust and particles. What is the function of mucus in the nose? Answer: to trap dust and germs. What is the main function of the trachea? Answer: to carry air to and from the lungs. What is the main function of the bronchi? Answer: to carry air into each lung. Circulatory system. What is the main organ of the circulatory system? Answer: heart. What is the main function of the circulatory system? Answer: to transport oxygen, nutrients, and waste. What are the three main types of blood vessels? Answer: arteries, veins, capillaries. What is the largest vein in the body? Answer: vena cava. What is the largest artery in the body? Answer: aorta. What is the red pigment in red blood cells called? Answer: hemoglobin. What is the function of white blood cells? Answer: to fight infection. What is the function of platelets? Answer: to help blood clot. What is the function of plasma? Answer: to carry nutrients, hormones, and waste. What is the main function of capillaries? Answer: to exchange gases and nutrients with tissues. What is the main function of the heart valves? Answer: to keep blood flowing in one direction. How many chambers does the heart have? Answer: 4. What are the upper chambers of the heart called? Answer: atria. What are the lower chambers of the heart called? Answer: ventricles. What is the main function of arteries? Answer: to carry blood away from the heart. What is the main function of veins? Answer: to carry blood to the heart. What is the main function of the pulmonary artery? Answer: to carry blood from the heart to the lungs. What is the main function of the pulmonary vein? Answer: to carry blood from the lungs to the heart. What is the function of the septum in the heart? Answer: to separate the left and right sides. What is the main function of the circulatory system's blood? Answer: to transport oxygen and nutrients. What is the sound of the heartbeat caused by? Answer: the closing of heart valves. What is the main function of the coronary arteries? Answer: to supply the heart muscle with blood. What is the main function of the lymphatic system? Answer: to help fight infections and filter lymph. What is the main function of the spleen? Answer: to filter blood and help fight infection. What is the main function of the bone marrow? Answer: to produce blood cells. What is the main function of the circulatory system in temperature regulation? Answer: to help maintain body temperature. What is the main function of the blood vessels in the skin? Answer: to help control heat loss. What is the main function of the pulse? Answer: to show heart rate. What is the main function of the pericardium? Answer: to protect the heart. What is the main function of the aortic valve? Answer: to prevent blood from flowing back into the heart. The five senses. What are the five senses? Answer: sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch. Which sense organ helps you see? Answer: eyes. Which sense organ helps you hear? Answer: ears. Which sense organ helps you taste? Answer: tongue. Which sense organ helps you smell? Answer: nose. Which sense organ helps you feel touch? Answer: skin. What part of the eye lets light in? Answer: pupil. What part of the eye focuses light? Answer: lens. What part of the eye detects light and color? Answer: retina. What part of the ear collects sound? Answer: outer ear. What part of the ear vibrates with sound? Answer: eardrum. What part of the ear helps with balance? Answer: inner ear. What part of the tongue detects taste? Answer: taste buds. What part of the nose detects smells? Answer, olfactory receptors. What part of the skin senses touch? Answer, nerve endings. What sense helps you read a book? Answer, sight. What sense helps you listen to music? Answer, hearing. What sense helps you taste ice cream? Answer, taste. What sense helps you smell flowers? Answer, smell. What sense helps you feel a soft blanket? Answer, touch. Which sense helps you know if something is hot or cold? Answer, touch. Which sense helps you know if food is spicy or bland? Answer, taste. Which sense helps you know if something is loud or quiet? Answer, hearing. Which sense helps you know if something is bright or dark? Answer, sight. Which sense helps you know if something smells bad? Answer, smell. Which sense helps you tell if something is rough or smooth? Answer, touch. Which sense helps you tell if something is sweet or sour? Answer, taste. Which sense helps you recognize your favorite song? Answer, hearing. Which sense helps you know if something is soft or hard? Answer, touch. Which sense helps you see colors and shapes? Answer, sight.